between the train and the bus, I would rather stick to the train because then I can get there faster. There's always this idea that the train goes faster than the bus, so I also rather get stuck on the train.
I was just gonna go with the bus is bumpy and slow, but okay.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jerome from Geek Speak on Radio Heatwave, the hardest thing on campus. Joining us today, we have the extremely talented, decorated, and humble local singer, Sezairi. Everyone give it up for Sezairi. Woo!
Hi, woohoo! Yeah, thanks for having me.
But yes, in case you listeners missed it, Sezairi actually released his EP Undertones in 2020, featuring a moving ballad titled It's You. It's You was featured on Apple Music's Best of 2018 Editors Pick Global Playlist, where it sat comfortably on the third spot among some of the year's most recognized songs. So, how does it feel, Zari?
I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I feel like nothing's changed that much, except the people that like are more engaged with my music. I feel that is the only thing that's changed a lot, and I think that's the beauty and the power of music, is that you listen to it without any judgment on your eyes for the most part, but it's just like it's such a universal language, and that's what I cherish most about it is when people DM me saying that, you know, someone just you set a YouTube comment right on that song that made me cry. I was like, so I wrote the song for my wife, right? And so I don't know if that's the reason why it's relatable, but there's this guy who recently put a YouTube comment that it was his girlfriend's favorite song and she recently passed away, and like he's been listening to it on repeat, and I was just like there going like, oh my god, can you imagine like 18 million people now can feel that feeling I did when I wrote it. That's just awesome to me, and I'm just really lucky, I feel.
How are you, man? I mean, how have you been?
The middle part of the year is always kind of like the what do we do now section, because I feel like throughout my career it's always been the portion of like coming out of slumber, I feel. So I'm just like, you know, starting to get ready to going running, and like I've stopped playing Dota for a while. Those kinds of things, man, they get at you and you don't stop. So you gotta stop it for a while.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Let's just jump straight right into the questions. So the first question I have for you today is, if your song Blue were a celebrity, actor, musician, or even a character in a TV show, who would it be and why?
Wow, that's a great question. Blue would probably be Steven Universe from Steven Universe. I don't know if you know this. There's this cartoon that I really love to watch. It's really like freaking hardcore life lessons, but so colorful and so beautiful at the same time.
Thanks,
it's seriously a cartoon for kids, but the messaging, right? If you've had a rough childhood, right, and you watch that, you're like, oh man, hits me right in the feels.
Oh my, okay.
Yeah, I love that show so much. I feel like I feel like everyone should watch that show.
Awesome. I definitely will. After this, I promise I'll go get it. I'll go give it a look. Okay, let's continue talking about Blue. So for this amazing single, you've collaborated with Msftz. Yeah, you raved about how there were so many Korean artists who we haven't heard of that are really amazing at their craft. So after all that, can us fans expect you to collaborate with more Korean artists in the future?
I guess I've always been a fan of like SoundCloud Korean R&B. I don't know if you know that, but it's like a genre in itself. There's this whole Korean SoundCloud artist bubble that I was so into, this niche genre. Like, I don't really listen to top 40s, or I don't really listen to what's on the charts, or I do not know what song is trending other than Castaways. So that's like a probably, if the record label is listening, you'd probably want to send me to Korea to work with some Korean artists. Let me tell you first.
I assume that's a yes then. Sorry.
I don't know, I'm talking to the label right now through you. Let's see what they say.
Awesome. Okay, so good to hear. But I mean, your music, from what I hear over the years, is just like it gives a very bopping vibe. So yeah, I was just wondering, apart from all the views, moving away from the views, do you have any songs that has funny or unexpected backstories that you have written?
So many. Pick one. Pick one. I can tell you.
Let's hear my favorite. Let's go with Mirage. That's a
Mirage. So Mirage was the last song after a 4-day workshop. So I squeezed in 4 songs in 4 days. Like I wrote a song every single day, and on the 4th day I was just like, I want to write one song so fast that I can go to lunch. So we literally went into the studio, me, my producer. This was in Stockholm, Sweden in 2017. And so it was 15 degrees outside, and I hate cold. I cannot stand anything below 18 degrees. So it was 15 and I was wearing gloves. And the Swedish people were wearing singlets and looking at me weird, right? But I was just walking. I was just this shriveled up Malay boy in the middle of some Scandic country going like, let's finish this fast so I can go eat Thai food. And I'm like, okay, this tempo, okay, this drum beat. And then this like, okay, great. Then like, what should the chorus be? I don't know. It's like, let's just make it go high. Okay, great. And then it was just like, oh, fun. And when we listened to it at the end, it was just like, we usually just throw things at the wall and then kind of look at it afterwards and go like, okay, there are 20 things we need to fix. But this time around, it was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon and we were like, it sounds, what should we change? And I'm like, yeah, it kind of sounds great. Let's go for lunch and then figure it out.
Sezairi, I really wanted to ask you this question after listening to it in secret. Who and what are some of your favorite artists and songs and why?
Her? I listen to everything that she releases. So like I almost worship her at this point. The whole breadth of your work it's just one singular piece of something that just makes complete sense. And I love that. I've also been listening to I listen to this band called Snarky Puppy a lot. This is a jazz band. And then just slightly before this, I was listening to a lot of Frank Ocean. Like I was one of those Frank Ocean, stereotypical Frank Ocean listeners. Yeah, I don't mind admitting that.
I'm one of them as well, though, to be fair. I listen to him from time to time.
Yeah,
totally relate.
So that's that.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for answering those questions, Sezairi.
Cool.
Let's move on to the next segment called Would You Rather. So I believe you played this game before. Would you rather be stuck in a train or a bus?
Train,
right? Actually, I also would rather get stuck on a train because imagine if I wake up late and now I want to go to school, I want to get to school, and then after that, all of a sudden the train breaks down. Between the train and the bus, I would rather stick to the train because then I can get there faster. There's always this idea that train goes to the bus, so I'll also rather get stuck on a train.
I was just gonna go with the bus is bumpy and slow, but okay.
Okay, next question. Would you rather be 132 cm or 240 cm? Oh.
240 for sure.
240. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'll get to eat a lot for sustenance because I'll need to sustain my body mass. So I'll have to eat a lot. If I'm that tall, my body mass is like chunky. I could lift a car.
Right.
I could be an Avenger.
You could be Hulk. Next, would you rather never age physically or mentally?
Physically?
I
would love to age mentally. No, because I don't want to live forever. You see, I don't want to live forever. And even if my mind deteriorates, I feel like there is a sweet spot later on in my life where I get to experience new things because of newfound wisdom and decades of looking at things from a certain perspective. I think that's very valuable.
Okay, last question before I move on. Would you rather always say everything on your mind or never be able to speak again?
I always say everything on my mind. That is the one thing that has been my detriment in my 34 years of living, is that I constantly feel like that's how I look like in my head. I'm dialing it back. Don't, this is bad for you. You don't really think this.
Oh, okay, but man, with that being said, that concludes the interview. Thank you so much for popping by, Sezairi. It really means a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you for making time for Really Heat With as always. And such a pleasure chatting with you. So thank you as well to
Likewise.
those who are watching. You can check out Sezairi and his latest single Blue on Spotify and Apple Music featuring Msftz. This has been Jerome only on the Hosting on Campus Radio Heatwave. We'll see you guys real soon.